Greetings, star seeds and light workers. Ava here, and today we have a question from a woman named Karen, and she asks, why does it seem like more people's channels are open to receive communication from off-planet beings, angels, and the like? And why does it look different for different people? For some, it seems more like whispers, and others, like Ava, it seems like it seems like a full-on takeover. There's a story to that. Maybe I'll tell one day. But also, how can we know if this is all real? And she says, in parentheses, the channeling itself, if the channeling itself and the information coming through, how do we know if it's real? Great question. I'm going to go right out. And those of you who are new here, welcome. We're going to be getting in touch with a Pleiadian named Diana, who can hopefully shed some light on this very interesting topic, on the question of channeling. So here we go. I'm going to go right out. Greetings, this is Diana of the Pleiadian family, and we are here to bring the love. We love to say that we bring the love all the time. And we have an interesting question today. We are asking, you see, around the channeling and why it feels like so many people right now are, maybe this is happening to be more like an awakening, it feels like, for certain people. Maybe even for you, you see. And this is something that is a natural progression in the awakening process, you see. So it is not that it is just happening to some certain souls who are special, you see. This is something that is inherent within in the form. You see, it is inherent within creation. It is inherent within your DNA and your capacity as a human being, you see, as a creation, as a creator. You see, so as you awaken different channels of your beingness, you see different strands of the DNA, different chakra points in different levels of dimensionality. The more you become familiar with these higher places, so to speak, or more full awareness of who you truly are in all the ways, this is simply a natural unfolding. You see, it is inevitable. It is inevitable. And will it always look like how someone lovingly said, like a takeover, you see, like it looks like for Ava sometimes. We joke, you see, the first time that Diana came into Ava, this is the story she was going to tell you. We'll just tell it for her, you see. The story goes, the very first time we come in such a what you would maybe call intrusive way, you see. It had to happen this way, you see, and there was agreement made. So it was not like it was like a takeover where there was no consent, you see. There was very much consent, but there was just a little bit of knocking that had to happen. And for her, it literally felt like a takeover, because one day, all of a sudden, here we are giving advice and saying, you should go here and here and here and do it, and answering some questions, and then poof, we're gone the next moment, you see. And so it was a very loving and quite funny when she looks back on that moment. She says, that's a funny moment, you see, where it just was like, what in the world was that, you see? And then we come more and more, and she gets to know us, you see. But in the beginning, that's what it was like. It was out of left field, so to speak. It is not always going to be like that or feel like that for others, you see. It looks different for different people, because it is like these snowflakes. And it is like all the different fractals having the different roles to play, and different frequencies, and different spectrum of consciousness, you see. So of course it's going to look different. Of course it's going to feel different. There may be similarities from one person to the next. Maybe your neighbor who is also awakened, you see, has also hears and channels, and it comes through in a very conscious way, where it just feels like information coming through, and they're saying, it's right here. As if you're communicating with your friend on the couch, you see. Sometimes it's like that for people. Sometimes it just feels like a little bit of intuition, you see. Sometimes you see things, sometimes you hear things. So it happens for different people in different ways, based on your makeup, based on how you are created, and what your specialty is, so to speak, in the sense of what you are here for, and what your frequency is, and all of the ways that it aligns, you see. So it is all by design, you would say. Isn't it fascinating? So it is very interesting. And for some, a more very small handful, you see, have made such a extreme agreement to just have them coming in left and right whenever we want to just come in and share the information in this way, you see, because it takes a very special soul to be like, yes, we're going to let the voice change and all the demeanor change and let people think whatever they want to think, you see. That is not everyone is willing to go to do that, you see, and then to ask to go on the YouTube. Things like this, you see, that is not for everyone, you see. And so it is by design what you are here for, you see. So it has to align with what you are here for. And so that is the way that it's going to come for you. And for some of you, it's already awakened, you see. And so that becomes more and more. And other things begin to awaken as well. It's not just the channeling ability, because it is really just another strand of the intuition, you see. And so it is other things that are opening up, and more and more as you're just seeing more and more of the full picture, you see, and more of the fullness of life. You see, it is just a receptivity to the fullness of life. That's all it really is, you see. And so you are experiencing as a collective. Why does it seem like so many now? You see, it is because there is a global, more of you awakening in this moment on these timelines at this specific convergence for the upgrading that Mother Earth herself, her body is going through. And so naturally, the beings on it are going to need to shift to meet her, so to speak. And so that is also why we're seeing so many people transition, because they're not, it is not in their contract to meet that transition. It is not in their contract to meet the shift frequency, you see. And for others, it is much a very welcomed and easy request, you see, because they've been waiting for a very long time to get the show on the road, so to speak, and to get everyone on board as well, to uplift and to share the light, you see, and the love. So it is all like that, you see. And so that is really why we are seeing so many people opening other channels, you see. And it's simply a natural process in the progression of awakening, you see. And then you want to know about it being real. This is a great question, because it really brings in all the pieces of the entirety of it, because you can filter it all through, and you can speculate all you want around anything that comes into your reality, right? You can look at this, a blade of grass and ask, what makes us feel, what makes us real? Is this real? Is this a holograph? Is this what am I really seeing? Who is this eye that seems to be holding this blade of grass? And you can really, the mind is so magnificent in this way to be able to ask these questions, you see. And so when you are filtering through in this particular way, we're asking the question around all these people bringing in all this information, and how do we know what is accurate, true, what is false, not accurate or not true, and how do we really know if this is real at all, the channeling to it all? Like, how do we not know it is just another part of ourselves saying something over here, and how do we really know what is happening, you see? And so first of all is all. All exists, period, you see. So if it is, it is. And so trying to take the what is and make it fit into a box that is comprehensible to your box, your frame of mind or reference point is really the question, you see, is it not? Because you are asking, is it real from this perspective, from this vantage point? Is this real? And so what you are really asking is, does it fit into my fractal? Does this point of reality that exists somewhere, because it does, because it is, if it is a thought form, if it is an action, if it is a spoken word, it exists, it is real. Of course it is real, you see. It is in the play of consciousness. It is in creation. It is created. It is part of creator, created, creating. All of it is happening simultaneously, you see. So what you are really asking is not whether or not it is real or not, but whether or not what you are perceiving is something that fits within your box of reality, is something that fits within your fractal. And so this is a different angle. It's taking it and flipping it on its head, upside down and backwards. Isn't that fascinating, you see? So instead of taking this one thing and maybe poking all the holes in it you can, because again, you're looking through it from your fractal that you are here for, you see your little vantage point of consciousness, you see within this little ego structure, and saying, oh, does this fit into my reality, my ego? my ego complex, you see. And so sometimes you can say, yes, this feels real because it fits so perfectly with all the stories, all the constructs, all the things that I have built up into this particular fractal of consciousness. It fits so perfectly. And then other times you look at something and you say, oh, this does not vibrate at all in this realm of consciousness of this particular fractal called whatever your name is. You see, because it does not have the same frequency. It cannot exist in both worlds, you see. And so you say, oh, it must not be real. And this can go with anything in the whole universe that you can think of or create or anything. You see, so anything that you are thinking, is this real? How do I know if this is real? It is really more about, is this within your frequency of consciousness, you see? And it's not to say whether or not something is right or wrong or real or not real. It is more about, is it useful? Is it necessary for this particular frequency of consciousness and what you're here for? And if it's not, you can just let it be. You see, let it be, because it does not need your attention, because it is not your purpose, you see. And so it is a different way of asking the question of whether something is real or not real. Isn't it fascinating? So that seems like a little bit of what you call the mind candy to be able to chew on for a little bit. So we leave it like that, you see. And we're so grateful for the questions, and we bring you all the love, and we send all the love from all of us to all of you. And we love you so very much, and have a blessed day. We'll see you very soon. Oh, sometimes it's a little overwhelming. If you like that, please, do all the things, push all the buttons, subscribe, do all the right things. I hope that message was exactly what you needed to hear today. Ugh. Diana really left one there for me. And I can't wait to see you all next time. It's always a pleasure to see you all. And thank you for being a part of this community. And if you liked it, please share it with your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.